don't like labeling people, teenagers. I mean, they're people. And I think that the thoughts and feelings and emotions of someone 16 are as valid as my thoughts at 35. Why should human emotion be discounted for age? I don't believe in that.
It was a long time ago, but it seems that the films are so alive today because of the generations of kids that keep rediscovering them. And it's really sort of sweet. I have young 15-year-old kids thinking that the film is about them. It's pretty remarkable to do a film that has that much staying power.
There was a real effort by John Hughes and by Howie Deutsch to make these characters kind of iconic, make them kids that you knew in school. And doing that by being very specific about them, not just by making them sort of bland cutouts, by being very, very specific. Plus, Howie really wanted to keep the simplicity of the situation, it's poor kids, rich kids. Poor kids not supposed to date the rich kids. Rich kids not supposed to date poor kids. Let's see what happens.
It's just weird, his friends have a lot of money, and he has a lot of money. He drives the BMW.
I think what makes John Hughes' movies timeless is his writing, is his dialogue. There's still lines that you can quote today.
His name is Blaine? That's a major appliance. That's not a name.
I just think that his humor is timeless. His characters are infinitely sympathetic and with villains that you love to hate.
She thinks you're shit. And deep down, she's right.
John Hughes always had this way of sort of making up kids' lingo. He would do that in an effort to not be dated because he made up his own, basically. The big example of that was in Breakfast Club when he had Emilio Estevez say, "Yo, wastoid, you're not going to blaze up in here." That being Emilio's way of saying, "Oh, don't smoke in here." I knew this was what John did, so when I saw the movie, I went, "Ha!" I was like, "Where'd you come up with that one, John?" But it works, it really does, because kids talk in their own way, and John just tried to stay true to that.
Hot. White.
I loved making the movie. I loved making Pretty in Pink. There's certain movies you don't love making. I don't at any time ever recall saying to myself, "Wow, we're really onto something here." I had no idea that Pretty in Pink would do anything that it did. I thought it was a slightly sort of, at the time, silly, but does anybody really care about a movie about a girl going to a prom and making a dress? It's a little silly. It shows you what I know.
In fact, I thought it was going to be a huge bomb. I thought that there was no way. I had done 2 films before for John Hughes that did really well, and I thought, no, it can't last. People are going to hate it. They're going to hate me. The film is not going to do well. And I was convinced. I remember telling Howie that I thought the film was going to be a big bomb. And he thought I was crazy because I think he was pretty sure it was going to do well. And the film came out, and it did actually, it did better than any film that I'd done to date.
Applause, applause, applause.
I often run into people and they'll go, "Oh, I loved you in 16 Candles." And I just go, "Oh, thank you very much." And because it occurred to me after a while that people see kind of Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink as one movie. Some people go, "Oh, I loved you in Breakfast Club." It's like, fine. But that was sort of his trilogy.
It's hard to deal with as an actor, the feeling that you did one of the best things you'd ever do in your career pretty much as the 3rd movie you ever did. But that may well be the case, and I don't want to make it into The Godfather, it's not that, it's Pretty in Pink. But it did mean a lot to a lot of people, so I don't want to minimize it either.
I think that they were undervalued by critics, but these films were not made for critics. They were really made for teenagers. I don't think that they were made for adults. And most critics are adults, so it goes without saying, of course they wouldn't like them. But it's funny because the people that grew up with the films are critics now, and of course they're a lot more respected.
One of the underrated qualities of John's is probably got the best female voice narrator of anybody I've read. Molly is a strong character and stands up for herself and fights.
Just say it! Tell me! What? Tell me! What do you want to hear? Just tell me! What? You're ashamed to be seen with me!
And is not someone who sublimates herself to a guy so that she's appealing to him. At the time, for a 16-year-old character, that was not the norm.
There haven't been that many films with a female protagonist who is intelligent and well-spoken and independent and confident.
This is about writing. This is not about directing, because I could direct the hell out of something, and if you don't care about the people because of the creation of those characters, if they're not people who you can relate to and get behind and root for and want to go on that journey with, then it doesn't matter how I direct them. It doesn't matter how great their behavior is or how much you believe them. You just don't care. These characters, and the reason they endure, are because they are original. And they are based on life experience, and the situations they're in are not manufactured. They're more organic to life. They're simple, but they're real.
I've heard the rumors too. I don't think that there, well, at least at present, there are no plans to do a sequel to the movie. I think that there could be. I certainly would be open to the idea of doing a sequel. But so far, I haven't read any scripts, so there's no immediate plans. I really, if there ever was a sequel to Pretty in Pink, I sort of imagine her really succeeding just because she has that drive. You sort of get the feeling, I get the feeling anyway, that Andy's going to do things with her life. I would have loved to have worked with John again. I still would love to work with him.